Carl DiStefano here. Well, I've got a really beautiful song here that's going to tug at your heartstrings. My Silent Love. It was written in 1932 by Dana Suesse and with lyrics by Edward Heyman. And when I research a song, a lot of times there's no surprises. You know, it was written by a famous composer that I've heard of, I'm very familiar with, and it was in one of their musicals and became a big hit and became a jazz standard and sung by many jazz musicians. Typical story that I tell. If you've heard it, you know, my videos, watch them. But this one, there was really a treasure chest of surprises. I'll share some of those with you. First of all, the composer was a woman who was born in 1909, Dana Suesse, and that is a really incredible feat. At the turn of the century, it was extremely difficult for women to break into the music business or into any business except for homemaker and housewife. And so that's quite an accomplishment. And I learned that she actually wanted to be a ballet dancer. But early in her lessons, they determined that she was going to grow too tall for ballet. And I did a little digging, and I learned that the height limit for a ballerina was 5 foot 5 inches then, and actually in many companies it still is today, dance companies. So when she learned that she couldn't learn ballet or wasn't qualified, she started taking piano lessons. So she was had her heart set on a career in the performing arts, and I've got to give her credit for that. And she actually performed her first solo piano concert when she was 9.5 years old. So they must have been able to, I figured she needed a year or two of lessons, so she was 7 or 8 when they kicked her out of ballet. And so they must be able to determine that height issue very early. And she went on to have a long career as a pianist, a composer, primarily of classical music and some jazz and popular music as well. And she also was a lyricist. And she had a 60-year career. She played into her 70s and performed and composed. And what she liked to do is take a classical piece of hers, or classical / jazz, and take excerpts from it to create a popular song. And My Silent Love was such a song that was taken from her 1931 composition, Jazz Nocturne, which she wrote when she was 22 years old. So I thought that was pretty interesting stuff. And then, you know, to get familiar with the song, I went out and listened to, on YouTube, and listened to a number of different recordings. That's how I learned songs. I listened to all the great musicians and arrangers and singers and get ideas from them. Anyway, I came across a recording, it was a record album that was released in 1958 by a singer named Sue Rainey, R-A-N-E-Y. I'd never heard of her, and the arrangements were by the famous arranger and band leader Nelson Riddle, and it was his orchestra on the record album. The name of the album is When Your Lover Has Gone, the voice of Sue Rainey. And but oh man, I heard this Sue Rainey sing My Silent Love, and I just about jumped out the window. What a beautiful performance. And she was only 17 years old when she made this. This is her first album. I was so impressed. Just breathtaking voice. I looked up some information on her. She was born 2 years before me, so she's 82 years old now, if she's still alive, and I think she is. And I saw that the last performance they listed on her website was one that she gave at the Performing Arts Center at the Santa Monica College in L.A. in June of 2015. So I highly recommend you listen to her recording on that album of My Silent Love. But the bonus here too was she sang an introductory verse, and I didn't realize My Silent Love had a verse. So I went out and I found the music actually, which I rarely look at, but I printed the sheet music to the verse, and learned it from there, and also from listening to her. And I'll tell you, My Silent Love is such a beautiful song in and of itself. The chorus is just, it's a beautiful, sad ballad about unfulfilled love. But it's really, musically and lyrically a very beautiful piece of music. And boy, you put, to add the verse along with it, the verse is exceptionally beautiful in its own right. And it's written in a minor key, whereas the main chorus is in a major key. And together they are really, they really make a wonderful song. I'll see if you don't agree. Make sure and listen to Sue Rainey's recording. I think it'll be well worth your time. Sorry for the long story. Oops, my mouse went to sleep. I gotta wake it back up. There we go. Yeah, thanks again. Okay, here we go with this absolutely beautiful song, My Silent Love. You would only spurn my love, if I had shown it. You would surely turn my love away. You and I are miles apart, I've always known it. I just made my smiles a part of the game that I must play. I reach for you like I'd reach for a star, worshiping you from afar, living with my silent love. And I'm like a flame dying out in the rain, only the ashes remain, smoldering like my silent love. How I long to tell all the things I've planned, still it's wrong to tell. You would not understand, and you'll go along, never dreaming I care, loving somebody somewhere, leaving me my silent love. Whoa, boy. What a beautiful song. Thanks again to Dana Suesse for My Silent Love.